So this is the Great War Western Front, and we'll be playing as Germany in this campaign. So this will be a real laid-back, real chill for a war game. But this particular game mode is starting in 1914 on the Western Front, and there's some text here that can get us a little bit more familiar with the situation. But Germany was surrounded on all sides by powerful enemies. War was declared on Russia, but Germany pushed through Belgium to capture Paris in order to remove Russia's allies and keep the war to one front. This, however, triggered Britain's defensive alliance with Belgium. Unable to reach the sea to outflank Britain, Germany was forced to dig in. In an unparalleled act of humanity, British and German soldiers agreed to a ceasefire on Christmas Day. Both sides entered no man's land to exchange gifts and start up a game of football. Others took the time to rest, repair their trenches, and recover the dead. This act of compassion was never to be repeated for the remainder of the war. Soon after the event, the orders came down to push forward and take new ground to defeat the enemy. So with that, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. So we have the actual lines of the countries here. So this is Belgium, that's almost completely taken over. There's one remaining section here. And then we have the border with France, which we've taken a large chunk out of. But Verdun still stands. Now this portion will be the actual German border, which we have lost a portion of. But we can look down at these units and look at the core strength. So when we click on an enemy unit, we're not able to see the composition of the army, but when we click on one of our units, we are able to see. So this is one German corps that's demonstrated, but there's actually 3. So you can see German infantry corps times 3 with a combat supply per corps of 150. Now, with that being said, we have 3 of them, so we have a different unit ratio here of our regional supply of 450. So having more units in an area would indicate that you're either going to be attacking, and from what the little that I have played in terms of the tutorial, I've been able to tell that the AI is actually pretty good at trying to figure out what you're about to do, and largely because they will use a lot of the same techniques that a player would use, which is interesting. Of course, this is on the standard difficulty because I'm not as familiar with World War I techniques and tactics, but Britain deploys from Arras, the northern part of France, and then we have Paris, of course, where the French are deploying. Now, one thing about the Allies is that they get a section here where you'll see that they have a region. Oh, that's actually battle fatigue. I apologize. So battle fatigue is going to end up being a portion of the game where they've already been in battle. Now, the battle hadn't taken place during the start of the campaign, but there are sections where there would be weak points. So, for example, here we would have a 15 battle fatigue because there was a war or battle fought there. So you can see that indicated by the flames. So also Villers, same thing. But eventually these units will start to mix, and here's a good example. There's a disunity of command, so there's more than one allied nation on that hex. So they end up having a language barrier, communication barrier. There's different militaries operating in the same region that are not communicating, where the German or Central Powers will not have that. So ideally what we would want to do is attack a location where we might be able to actually influence a change. So 2 stars would require 2 attacks to be greatly successful for us to actually take that area. Now, this isn't a particularly strategic, important area, but between Lille and Peron, we could attack Arras, and from there we might be able to actually make some headway. So what we'll need to do is, let's just take a quick look. So from north to south, it looks like they're preparing for an attack on top, it appears. But they're weak in a couple different spots, but we're not in a position to really inflict much damage. Now, we don't want to attack anywhere where we would end up with a blizzard and end up having large issues with line of sight. So let's see, this would be a good location because we could attack from 3 different locations. We might be able to take it off again. Nancy would be good. Verdun would be good because we could attack from 4 different locations, but it's going to be very well manned and fortified, and it actually gives you a modifier here saying it's the pride of France. The people of France will fight particularly hard for that area, so that's not going to be ideal. So I think we're going to end up taking our rest here, or trying for it at least. So what we'll do is we're going to kind of reinforce down here, and we don't necessarily need to go particularly high with our unit numbers here, but we'll keep a couple in reserve. We just want to make sure that putting a couple little extra units around the area so that we can try and ward off an attack, so to speak. Now, areas where we would be most likely attacking, we're going to want to reinforce with some better quality troops. So those are elite units there. And what we'll need to do is additionally put some here, because we might take Chateau-sur-Marne. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but we'll see if I'm correct in that pronunciation later on, I'm sure. So let's see here. We'll enforce a little bit more here. Okay. I think what we'll do is 2 more units back down this way. Because if we can cut off this section here, we might be able to take Britain out of the game and only have to worry about France. I'm not sure how realistic that would be, or if that's even possible with the game mechanics, but it'd be something to try. So I do want to encourage them to attack in this location, but I think we'll hold off on any additional units at this time. Hold those in reserve for now. So let's see here. If we're going to attack Arras, major loss with 1 unit. Interesting. Of course, those units are not active just yet. So how about here? Also likely that we'll lose. So let's see what we can do research-wise that might improve our favor. So I would imagine logistics to be a rather important component for attack. So increase the region's supply pipeline cap to 400. So what are we at currently? Regional supply 450. So I wonder if we could let's see here. The cap to 400. Region. Okay, so it's at 0, so we would get an additional 400. Okay, so let's only do that, and then so 600. So now we've effectively doubled our supply. Okay, so that's actually improved our ads, and that's not including our elite German infantry corps. That's only our standard. So you know what? Is there a way? Okay. Increase the region's supply pipeline cap to 600. Okay, so let's increase that now. So now it's well over 1,000. How does that look? Minor victory. Okay. Now there's only one unit there. And we'll be attacking with 3, so the odds would definitely be in our favor. I think that's going to be the way to go for now. So let's see here. Demoralize them. France. An army is only as strong as the will of its men. Defeat enough of them, and not only do their replacements hesitate on the battlefield, but their potential replacements hesitate to sign up. Okay. Well, we're actually going to be attacking the British, but we'll have 5 turns. So we may be able to capitalize further down, but of course this has more infantry units. This is a weak spot. So let's try this here. So we are going to be attacking Arras from Le. This area has had evidence of human settlements dating back to the Stone Age. Source of conflict throughout its history, including the Battle of Arras in World War I. It's kind of cool that I have that. So we have battle condition of rolling hills. So it's going to be 3 corps versus 1 British corps, with quite a bit of supply. That's okay. So let's see what we've got here. So the makeup of the battlefield. Control points. Now we're attacking, so likely they will remain on the defensive. So this would probably be a better spot for forward placement. Let's see if we can. Okay, that would. Let's see if we can get a what our balloon coverage would look like here. So that would get us into the first 2. Yeah, that will cover the first 2 locations. And it'll be behind our trench. So I think, yeah, that would be real good right there. Let's see. So that'll be. We're going to stick with light artillery. Okay. And all I'm trying to do is line up some trench lines right now to see about forward attack. So we'll get our units here.
Melde mich zum Dienst. Verstärkung
Let's stack them up. Won't be attacking from that location.
Wir sind eingetroffen und warten
We'll
auf
attack
Befehle.
each location with approximately 6 corps, or excuse me, 6 battalions of the corps. And then, let's see, let's remove some of these trenches here. Create a little bit more of a defensive line here. With support overlapping fields of fire. If we want to do communication, yeah, that way we don't have to get out. Let's see here. How much did, yeah, so two of these trenches prevents me from calling in a unit, so we don't want to really worry about that right now. But what we can do, let's go ahead and reinforce those double and we can pull them out later. But I think from looking at this, so yeah, we can see some of the infantry there. How does B? B looks like B. I think B is where we're going. And we do want to keep some reserve, so let's go ahead and begin the battle here. Fight on, fly on, to the last drop of blood and the last drop of fuel, to the last beat of the heart. Baron Manfred von Richthofen. That was the Red Baron. Alright, so let's pause right away. We're gonna raise up balloon. Okay, so what do we have here? Assessment wise, we definitely want to remove machine gun nests. But we definitely want to blind the enemy. Now, I think we'll go for B and then C. So we're gonna try and blind them first. Looks like they're about to charge. Blind. Oh, there's an additional one there. Are they? Oh, this may be a problem.
Sperrfeuer befohlen! Feuerwalze einleiten! Positionen vorbereiten! Für leichte Sperrfeuermannschaften bereit! Wir haben unsere Ziele!
Ah, what the heck? Alright, let's see how we do here. I wasn't anticipating a countercharge, but this will probably help us quite a bit. Let them come forward and break on the line. We may require...
Seid bereit, Jungs!
Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So we have these overlapping lanes of fire right now. Doing good. This is going to be good. This is going to work real well for us because we're going to get depleted. It's multiple units lost. And of course, it's going to end up being the same for us when we try to attack. But at least this gets them out of sync here. So, let's see. There's another location here. I have to make sure that they get blinded here. was a waste. Okay. So C is completely unguarded.
Bereit machen.
So what we'll do
Achtung!
is move
Wir
everyone
müssen diese Stellung
to
halten.
C. We'll attack where they're weak. See if we might be able to pull a couple of more units off of for them. So they are
Wir haben neue Befehle.
counter battering me.
Wir haben neue Befehle.
So let's see.
An
I
die
want them
Linie.
to
Warten auf Befehle.
get right into the trench
Feuerstellung
right away.
einnehmen. Bereit machen. Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen.
Let's just hold off for a second and see what we get with C here. Let's get a couple more
Melde mich zum Dienst. Verstärkung macht Meldung.
units here.
Verstärkung bereit.
And preparing for attacking B.
Die Generäle wollen diesen Abschnitt haben.
Okay, so now they're not able to reinforce from those locations because we are capping C. Now, I don't necessarily think that we're going to want to keep all of these units here, but there's the command bunker. So they're attacking again. Now, see, one area that we had was to not build that trench line out further.
Achtung!
Luckily,
Die Arme
that's
hoch,
working
Jungs!
out.
Wir haben neue Befehle. In Stellung gehen! Wir haben neue Befehle.
I'm gonna
Bereit
try
an der
and-
Linie. Warten auf Befehle.
Thin out our line so they're not taking as much damage. Okay, so there's C. Probably want to attack B and then go from there.
Bereit machen.
So what we'll do, we're gonna do a mass
Achtung!
charge here.
Reihen schließen.
Make sure
Wir haben
everyone's
neue
in column
Befehle.
formation so that they can haul
Wir halten hier.
faster. And we'll wait till we'll be looking at those lines. And just before they're about to make contact, we'll pause the game and do an artillery barrage. So there's 3 units, there'll be 3 locations. So right about now. So
Mannschaften
we're taking
Wir haben neue
fire.
Befehle.
Oops. What happened there?
Seid bereit, Jungs!
So we're gonna
für
do
leichte
one,
Sperrfeuerziele! Bereit für Sperrfeuerwalze laden!
2.
Ladet sie nach! Sperrfeuerwalze befohlen auf diese Stellung!
We'll go in slow time. So even that was too much, or not enough.
Warten auf
So we'll
Befehle.
get one
Feuerstellung
back there.
bereit machen. Auf der Feuerstufe
there.
bereit machen. Achtung! In Stellung gehen. Wir haben neue Befehle. Bereit an der Linie.
Just give them some rest. Let's go back in the normal.
Wir ergeben uns. Wir haben neue Befehle. An die Linie.
Ooh, why are you getting out of the trench? Why are you getting out of the trench? Not good.
Warten auf Befehle. Feuerstellung einnehmen. Bereit machen. Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen. Wir halten hier die Stellung.
Alright, we're spreading out our units. So we're looking good here.
Achtung!
Okay, let's
Wir ziehen
withdraw
uns
some of
zurück.
these units.
Wir haben neue Befehle. In Stellung gehen.
Some of the
Wir
more
haben neue Befehle.
damaged ones.
Alle Mann zurückziehen. Warten auf Befehle. Alle zurückziehen. Bereit machen. Wir gehen zurück.
Okay.
Wir sind eingetroffen und warten auf Befehle. Wir kommen wohl zu spät zur Party. Achtung! Bereit an der Linie! Wir haben neue Befehle. Feuer frei!
Yeah, we need to take that balloon down. I thought they were going to be able to fire at it, but I guess not. We're crawling fast. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so now we'll be blind. Let's get back in the trench. Got 2 units reinforcing there. Let's see here, let's get one there. That'll get us pretty well taken care of. Now, of course, this is going to be just straight blind, but they've lost a good chunk. We've got 14 minutes to take the next 2. Probably take A and then go for the Allied headquarters. So, let's see. I think we're going to get a couple of new cores here. So let's do...
Verstärkung macht Meldung. Verstärkung bereit. Wir sind eingetroffen und warten auf Befehle.
Every time they try to fire like that, of course they're going to be losing resources, so ideally, we can kind of, for lack of a better word, bait them into firing or wasting supplies. And ideally, hopefully, they won't be able to see my units here. Now, I can detect that one area right there. So I'm not sure what happened with my unit selection or desire there. So let's get these guys
warten auf Befehle. Wir müssen diese Stellung bereit machen. Die Generäle wollen diesen Abschnitt haben.
Now we may...
Wir haben neue Befehle. Wir halten hier.
Yeah, we'll attack
Wir
from
haben
here
neue
too.
Stellung einnehmen.
Okay, so machine gun.
Diese Position mit Sperrfeuer belegen. Feuerwalze einleiten. Mannschaften bereit. Sperrfeuer befohlen.
Warten auf Befehle.
Trench if we
Auf
can.
der Feuerstufe bereit machen.
Seid bereit, Granaten für
Go ahead and fire on that one too. A third one. Oh no. Oh, and it's out of range. Oh no.
Wir halten hier die Stellung. In Stellung gehen.
Okay, you guys need to pull back.
Wir haben neue Befehle. An der Linie. Wir haben neue Befehle.
I don't think we'll be able to pull this off.
Stellung einnehmen.
Come on, get in the trench. Get in the trench. Oh no, we are capturing. It just didn't go ideal. So let's transition guys around. Be able to take this point as well. Oh, that was blind luck. We'll wait for these to capture. Where you going, buddy? I don't want to draw an any additional machine gun fire.
Wir haben neue Befehle.
Alright, so let's get these guys out.
Warten auf Befehle.
We'll reinforce there.
Wir kommen wohl zu spät zur Party.
Okay, so that's 30 guys.
Bereit machen.
So
Wir ziehen uns
begin
zurück.
withdraw.
Achtung!
Oh,
Feuerstellung einnehmen.
move those guys out of the way. So somehow they're still seeing me. This is gonna prove
Wir haben neue
interesting.
Befehle.
So
Auf der Feuerstufe wir haben neue Befehle.
get
Warten auf Befehle. In Stellung
our
gehen.
guys moved up.
Bereit machen. Bereit an der Linie. Achtung!
And unfortunately, this is gonna have to be suicidal. So I got a trench right there. And it just looks like they have so many
Wir haben neue Befehle.
resources left. Let's see if we can get in
An die Linie.
a
Wir
trench
haben neue
here.
Befehle. Feuerstellung einnehmen.
And then once we have a better idea, we'll go from there. So there's the artillery.
Ladet sie nach! Sperrfeuerwalze befohlen!
Let's see, where are we gonna get shot from?
Wir haben unsere Ziele. Diese Position mit Sperrfeuer belegen. Feuer! Mannschaften bereit! Sperrfeuer befohlen!
Wow. Amazing.
Warten auf Befehle. Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen.
Oh, it looks like they're
Achtung!
completely out.
Wir haben neue Befehle. In Stellung gehen. Wir haben neue Befehle. Warten auf Befehle. Bereit an der Linie. Bereit machen.
Oh wow, they're heavy artillery. Alright, well let's
Achtung!
reinforce.
An die Linie. Wir haben neue Befehle. Feuerstellung einnehmen. Wir haben neue Befehle. Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen. Melde mich zum Dienst.
Let's see.
Warten auf Befehle. Bereit machen.
Let's get
In Stellung gehen.
2 groups together.
Achtung.
And we'll attack the central bunker.
Wir haben neue Befehle. Bereit an der Linie. Wir haben neue Befehle. An die Linie. Warten auf Befehle. Alle Mann zurückziehen. Bereit machen.
Get that
Achtung!
first group in.
Feuerstellung
Get another
einnehmen.
4 ready.
Wir haben neue Befehle. Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen. Wir haben neue Befehle.
We got 2 units in there fighting. And then we'll reinforce with an additional 4. Or excuse me, additional 2.
Warten auf Befehle.
A total of 4. Yeah, they're getting destroyed there.
Die Waffen niederlegen.
Let me finish it off. Get reinforce.
Wir müssen diese Stellung halten.
There it
Bereit
is.
machen. In Stellung gehen. Achtung. Alle zurückziehen. Die Generäle wollen diesen Abschnitt haben. Wir haben neue Befehle. Bereit an der Linie.
Reinforce. Command bunker.
Verstärkung macht Meldung.
Probably something we should have done as well. So this should be a great victory. Let's speed up the time here. So that was one core, and we're gonna end up attacking them again. So and then we have a lot of supplies still, which is exceptionally good. So those all 3 locations. Let's just cut to the end here. Find out what the battle results were. With 8 minutes and 33 seconds left of the 20 minutes initially. Alright, so that was a sweep of Arras. On our end December of 1914, we have pushed back the enemy and taken ground. The people back home will see this as a success, which hopefully will press upon them the need to see this war through until we have achieved our victory. Let's take a look at the statistics and score. Oh, great. So it's okay, great victory. Great victory, of course, that means we took away a star. Awesome. So our replenishment cost was 281 versus their 725. Wow. So 3 times the... Well, that's interesting because they were trying to attack when they should have been defending. So, man, wow, that's a really good finding here. So, we've got command medals granted for those who overwhelm the enemy against all odds. The greater the difference between the player and the enemy score, the higher the bonus. The life medal granted to those that preserve the lives of the men under their command, a measure of the ratio between companies deployed and companies lost. The better the ratio, the higher the bonus. Perseverance medal granted to those that kept their army morale as high as possible, a measure of the max morale for all troops deployed versus the total morale left at the end of the battle. The higher the ratio, the higher the bonus. Efficiency medals granted to those who do a lot with a little, a measure of the ratio between the percentage of the supply cap spent versus the score gained from the spending. The better the ratio, the higher the bonus. Total victory medal, earned by capturing and holding all control points in command trenches on the map. Wow, so we just got an extra 300 supply? Is that what that is? And 400 cash, with an additional 6 in morale, on top of the 10 we got. Wow, that definitely would be a great victory. Let's prepare for the second battle for Arras. Thanks for watching.